Hello and welcome to Kogi in Focus, a weekly program that beams searchlight on happenings in and around the Nigeria conflict state, Kogi. I'm Khadijat Mohammed. In today's edition, Kababunu APC supporters defies rain to celebrate Governor Bello's victory. Kogi repatriates internally displaced Fulanis to Kwara. Kogi women kicks against amnesty for rape perpetrators. This and more after the break. Stay tuned. Welcome back. It was a joyous moment as the heavy downpour in Kaba metropolis could not hold back stalwarts of All Progressive Congress from trooping out in solidarity to celebrate the victory of Governor Yahya Bello and Deputy Governor Chief Edward Onoja and the APC over the disputes that arise from the November 16, 2019 Kogi State governorship election, which the Supreme Court decided in favor of the APC and its candidate as the duly elected governor and deputy governor of the state. The event, which was tagged Victory Party for Governor Yahya Bello and APC, had in attendance the bigwigs of the party from the local government who led other members and supporters to appreciate God and the good people of Kababunu for voting en masse for the party during the last year governorship election. Speaking at the occasion, the member representing the constituency, who is the Speaker of the Kogi State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Prince Matthew Kolawole, commended the people for standing with the party before, during and after the election, stressing that it is only genuine supporters like them that can defy such a heavy downpour and still find time together to celebrate for the good of the state. He said the judiciary at the different levels has shown that they are the last hope of the ordinary citizen, pointing out that the judgment as delivered has confirmed the authenticity of the election. Hence, the people of the local government should expect massive infrastructure development within the shortest time. Speaker Kolawole charged the people to continue to have faith in the Ebigo agenda of Governor Yahya Bello, stressing that the administration will continue to work for the people. While the State Security Advisor, Commander Jerry Omodara, retired, reiterated the commitment and determination of the New Direction administration to do more in the area of securing the lives and properties of the residents of the state, stressing that there will be no hidden place for criminals as the security agents are on alert to tackle crimes that may want to raise its ugly head. He enjoined the people to continue to support the security agents by providing useful information that will enable them to flush out all criminal tendencies in their areas, stressing that the APC's success at the poll was as a result of the confidence the people have in the party to do more in all areas of the state. Speaking at the event, the Commissioner for Education, Science and Technology, Wemi Jones, commended the people for their genuine love for the governor and the party, noting that despite the rain, they still found time to gather and celebrate the faithfulness of God. He said the administration of Governor Yahya Bello means well for the people, especially in the area of education, noting that for the first time in 29 years of the creation of Kogi State, it is under Governor Yahya Bello administration with the support of the State House of Assembly that the state is having education law that will truly reposition the sector for optimal performance. He noted that the recent establishment of the Confluence University of Science and Technology was part of the concerted efforts of the administration to create a conducive atmosphere to bring university education closer to the people, urging them to continue to support the party and the governor. While the SSA security in charge of Kababunu, Moses Tolaru Leke, who served as the chairman planning committee, commended the leadership of the party for the support which engendered the success of the event. According to him, he urged various communities to remain vigilant and report any suspicious movements or actions that might jeopardize the security of the area. Kababunu APC chairman Olorunmosule Elisha in his remarks, thanked and appreciated the stakeholders under the leadership of Prince Matthew Kolawole for the support and encouragement that is making the party to record more wins. After the event, courtesy visit was paid to the Palace of Obaru of Kaba and Chairman Oku Area Traditional Council, His Royal Majesty Oba Solomon Dele Owoni, to thank him and other traditional rulers for their support in maintaining peace and tranquility in their domain before, during and after the election. The highly elated monarch commended the party for their maturity, urging them to continue to converse for the development of the area. Personalities present at the event include Nathaniel Ojo Taiwo, Chief Julius Arokoyo, Chief Matthew Olorunsaye, Chairman Elders Advisory Council Kababunu, Ijumu Federal Constituency, Chief Iselewa, Honorable Okomoda, Ario Adebayo, Immediate SSA Security Kababunu Local Government Area, Al-Hassan Kayode, Chairmanship Aspirant, all Ward Chairmen, Women Leaders, Local Government and Ward Exco, and host of others. Kogi State Government has repatriated 28 internally displaced Fulanis brought from Kwara State to Yaba West Local Government back to Kwara State over inability to prove their citizenship. Yaba West Senior Special Assistant on Security, Pius Kolawole, disclosed this in a statement through his media assistant. He noted that they repatriated the 28 internally displaced persons brought from Kwara State to Yaba West Local Government over inability to prove their claim as citizens of Yaba West or having any bearing with anyone in the local government area. He noted that before their arrival, Kogi State Government alerted him that the Kwara State Government communicated with the state that some internally displaced persons that claim to be citizens of Yaba West Local Government will be brought to the local government area from Kwara State, which according to them were mainly Fulani by tribe. The statement added that ahead of their arrival, the SSA on security in charge of Yaba West invited the chairman of Yaba West, Mieti Allah Cattle Breeders Association, the Adondi Fulani of Yaba West Local Government Area for the identification for reunion. He also alerted the 2 divisional police officers of the divisional headquarters and officers in charge of various security operatives in the local government. Consequent upon their arrival, they were interrogated by the SSA security, the security officers, and Adondi Fulani of Yaba West Local Government Area and the local government leader of Mieti Allah Cattle Breeders Association. They were unable to prove their authenticity as Yaba West citizens, neither were they able to trace anyone as their relations. The Adondi Fulani of Yaba West Local Government Area and representative of Mieti Allah were also unable to identify any of them. In view of the inability of internally displaced persons to establish their identity as Yaba West citizens and their inability to prove their bearing with anyone in the local government area, the outcome of the interrogation shows they were originally moved from an IDP camp from Nasarawa to Kwara State. Yaba West SSA provided lunch for them and hereby repatriated them back to Kwara State. He appreciates His Excellency Governor Yahya Bello for creating an enabling environment for smooth operations and for putting in place necessary mechanisms for crime prevention and capacity intelligence gathering to combat crimes across all the local government areas in the state. Women in Kogi State have appealed to the state government to stop giving amnesty to rape offenders, but rather sentence them to death or life imprisonment, which will serve as punishment for anyone found guilty in the state. Women of Kogi Central Senatorial District made the appeal in Okene at a sensitization workshop organized by the Challenged Parenthood Initiative (CPI) in collaboration with Action Aid Nigeria for the proposed bill on violence against persons prohibition (VAP), which has passed through second reading in the Kogi State House of Assembly. They also called on the government to intensify efforts to rid the state of other social vices ravaging the 21 local government area. In her address, the Executive Director, Challenge Parenthood Initiative (CPI), Eunice Abimbola Obogun, while noting that the bill is currently awaiting public hearing in the Harlow Chamber, said if passed, it will help address most of the societal and domestic violence in Kogi State. Abogun, who admonished participants to take desensitization down to the grassroots in a bid to allow quick passage of the bill, said the campaign on violence against women is a collective responsibility. Also speaking, the Executive Director, Initiative for Grassroots Advancement, Mr. Hamza Aliu, highlighted other areas which the proposed bill seeks to address, which includes sexual harassment, rape, intimidation, molestation, physical or psychological threats, political violence, thuggery, among others. The bill, according to Mr. Aliu, also recommends severe punishment ranging from 10 years to life imprisonment for any offenders, while any person who incites, aids or abates crime of the above will be convicted for the same offense and will be liable for at least 10 to 20 years and above, or option of fine from 100,000 to 500,000. Mrs. Omezalia, the chairperson, National Association of Nigerian Nurses and Midwifery, Kogi Central Chapter, admonished parents to caution their children against any form of violence that will tarnish their image and that of their family. She added that the campaign for supporting this bill should start immediately in their various communities, as this would help to checkmate the excesses of those perpetuating this grievous crime in the Kogi State. The sensitization program, which is geared towards the quick actualization of the bill public hearing, had in attendance participants across the 5 local government areas of the Central Senatorial District, religious leaders, community leaders, market women, and the judge of the High Court of Justice, Okene, Justice Josiah Joe Majebi, amongst others. The team of Challenge Parenthood Initiative is expected to meet with the 25 lawmakers in the Kogi State House of Assembly later this week. If you are just joining us, this is Kogi in Focus, a program that brings to you weekly happenings in Kogi State. For your event coverage, advert placement or sponsorship, please call the number or reach us via our social media handles displayed on your screen. Action Aid Nigeria has inaugurated 32 members of the State Conflict Management Alliance, SCOMA, with a call on the people to seek and embrace peace as a panacea to sustainable development. The Secretary to the State Government, Dr. Folashade Arike, gave the charge at the inauguration of the State Conflict Management Alliance, SCOMA, convened by Action Aid Participation Initiative for Behavioral Change in Development, PIPSID, said no amount of money is too much to spend in achieving peace. She described conflict as necessary when people live together. However, she urged people to learn to forgive, forget, towards managing conflict. The Secretary to the State Government was represented at the occasion by Benjamin Ajodo, Director of Cabinet and Special Services. He advised people of the state to always resolve their issues amicably, describing peace as not negotiable. She described ability to manage conflict by the present administration as the reasons why the state is enjoying relative peace, and commended Governor Yahya Bello for making security of lives and properties his priority. She lauded the efforts of the administration of the governor in managing conflict when it occurs, saying conflict is a part of the life of a people, explained that how it is managed is what matters. In an opening remarks, Halima Oiza Sadiq, Executive Director, Participation Initiative for Behavioral Change in Development, PIPSID, said SCOMA creates a platform for strengthening measures to tackle and respond to violence extremism. She described peace as the basis for the socio-economic development of any nation. She said SCOMA aims at encouraging broad societal participation and oversight of conflict management mechanism. In his brief overview of SCOMA, Afedunto Adesina Adewale, Manager, Social Mobilization Action Aid, said the alliance, when implemented, will ensure inclusiveness of constructive engagement between groups towards ensuring accountability and feedback on security processes. He added that SCOMA aims to equally improve capacity and effectiveness of communities and relevant institutions to respond to violence and to promote peaceful coexistence, while noting that the expected outcome of SCOMA helps coordinate early warning and early response mechanism. He said it will lead to better coordination, improve professionalism, build trust and confidence. He added that it allows for better understanding of information flow about underlying and triggers of conflict in the state. Highlight of the event was the inauguration of the Kogi State 32-man SCOMA committee headed by the Secretary to the state government as chairman. Other members of the committee were drawn from the traditional institutions, persons with disability, tertiary institutions, women and youth organizations. Similarly, the State Assembly, Farmers and Market Association and other critical stakeholders formed part of the committee. The event was attended by the Commissioner for Youth and Sports, Commissioner for Women Affairs and Social Development, Commissioner of Police, Ministry of Justice and Attorney General of the state and other relevant stakeholders. The Executive Secretary, Civil Society for HIV and AIDS in Nigeria, Walter Ugocha, said that 46,000 persons are currently undergoing treatment for HIV and AIDS infection in Kogi State. Ugocha, who was speaking during the North Central Zonal campaign flag off and launching for self-testing for HIV and AIDS, noted that there is another 31,000 persons who are yet to be tested for the virus. The Executive Secretary said, as at the last count, 1.9 million persons are living with the virus in the country, while another 1.1 million are undergoing treatment, saying that the country is currently testing 11 million persons yearly, which he said is not enough if the country must achieve the all 95% success in testing, treatment and reduction in viral loads by 2030. According to him, Nigeria is presently working with other global communities to ensure that no fewer than 95% testing, treatment and reduction in viral loads by the year 2030. He said the aim of the self-testing is to eliminate the problem of stigmatization, thereby encouraging more citizens to know their HIV/AIDS status. The Executive Secretary said that the good news is that federal government will be putting in 50,000 self-testing kits and all the state and local government areas in Kogi State to key into the process. In her remarks, the state coordinator of CSHAN, Chrissy Abayomi, said everybody must be involved in the fight against the pandemic, adding that to achieve meaningful results, government at all levels must take the lead. She said the need to aggressively tackle this scourge has become very imperative during this COVID-19, as those that are mostly affected by the pandemic are those with underlying disease like HIV and AIDS. According to her, the self-testing awareness campaign and sensitization would help to eliminate the idea of discrimination and stigmatization. The Secretary to Kogi State Government, Dr. Folashade Ayoade Arike, while receiving the group in her office, promised that the state government would continue to work with relevant stakeholders to ensure that more of the citizens are tested for the virus. The Secretary to the state government, who was represented by the permanent secretary in charge of administration and special duties, Labaran Idris Idakwaji, assured that the office of the SSG, as the engine room of all governments, will support the program to succeed. In his contributions, the North Central Coordinator Hamza Aliu said, because of the strategic position of Kogi State, bordering over 9 states, the need to handle the issue of HIV and AIDS must be taken seriously. He called on the state government to invest in the testing of its citizens, particularly through the procurement of the self-testing kits to make it accessible to the people. The Commissioner of Finance, Budget and Economic Planning and the leader of APC in Yabaland has sent his heartfelt felicitation to a role model and pride of Yabaland, Ambassador Shola Enikolaye, on the auspicious occasion of his birthday celebration. Asiwaju, in his congratulatory message to commemorate the birthday of the icon, described the celebrant as a diplomat par excellence who bestrode the nation's civil service with unparalleled astuteness and great pragmatism. He described him as a shining patriot that upheld the core values of hard work, dedication, and excellence while he offered meritorious service to the nation. He notes that Ambassador Enikolaye is a philanthropist and community developer of note, whose tenacity towards the advancement of humanity is highly commendable. He said he is enthralled and inspired by his virtues of hard work, discipline, capacity, and integrity he exuded in service, which also forms the crux of his impeccable character. He prayed God Almighty to grant him many more years in sound health, long life, and ceaseless grace in service to God and humanity. This is where we wrap it up on today's edition. Do join us for another interesting package same time next week on this channel. And do subscribe to our YouTube channel to always get updates of Kogi in Focus. Our appreciation goes to Kogi Flame Media Outfit for their updates on Kogi issues. Remember to keep doing to others what you want them to do to you. I remain Khadijat Mohammed, saying goodbye.